but I was noting in your testimony when you start on page 6 with the recommendations, the first one you make is, and I'm quoting, first, pass legislation to allow American workers and firms to seek relief from the effects of currency manipulation by China and other countries using our existing trade laws, unquote. Later in that paragraph, you say that America would see a significant boost in GDP up to 1.9%, 2.25 million more jobs, and $71 billion annually in deficit reduction. And I'd ask it by doing what?
A number of economists, Dr. Zandi identified it, Paul Krugman, but it actually extends. In fact, Alan Greenspan mentioned this last week, that China's currency manipulation is one of the most harmful policies out there, preventing not only manufacturing growth in other industrialized and industrializing countries. It not only affects the United States, it affects countries like Brazil as well, but it is it contributes to global imbalances and hot money flows, and it becomes a vicious cycle that is hard to get out of. I will say that, a year ago, China announced that they would revalue the yuan, and they did take it off a peg, and it has appreciated, although arguably not nearly enough, and it still remains, as you indicated, grossly undervalued, somewhere between 30 and 40%. We have tools within our trade laws that we can deploy, that we've deployed on subsidies, that we've deployed against dumping, that with a couple of tweaks we could also apply to currency manipulation. And it could certainly produce results, but it would at least give our industries, our workers, a tool in the trade laws that they don't have currently to deal with this unfair currency manipulation from China. I mean, a desirable approach, and I'll be candid about this, would be for the administration to negotiate with China in a manner similar to the Plaza Accords. I haven't seen that willingness, and so I think we need to see Congress step up to the plate. There's bipartisan legislation, I would add. It passed the House of Representatives overwhelmingly last year. There weren't many bills that got overwhelming Democratic support and attracted 99 Republicans, and I think that's something that Congress should do immediately.
If it's not the key thing we got to do, it's in the top 2 or 3. And the evidence is irrefutable, and as you noted, there's bipartisan support. But one of the most important things you said was, as much as I and many others are working on new legislation, we can do a lot right now. The Treasury Department can do more. The Commerce Department can do more. This administration can do a lot more to aggressively enforce existing law. And again, let me say it for the record, in your testimony, and you were referring to the Economic Policy Institute, correct? If China appreciated their currency at a market-based level over the next 2 years, America would see a GDP increase of 1.9%, 2.25 million jobs, and thirdly, a $71 billion deficit reduction impact annually. Let's say they're wrong by a little bit. If we got a fraction of that from one policy, it would be dramatically significant.